My name is Constanza Ruff and I'm an actress and circus performer from Chile, currently based in London. My story is that of the Sackman. Now, this is a story that most children of my generation would have heard whilst growing up. Certainly my mom used it a lot. So every time I would misbehave, she would warn me that if I didn't do as I was told, she would call the Sackman and he would take me away, never to return. Now, that is the most terrifying thing any child can ever hear, because it taps into your worst fear, which is abandonment. What I found very interesting when I was looking into stories is that, first of all, the Sackman is an urban legend. It's actually based in reality. It happened in the early 1900s in Spain. You can actually Google it. And the second thing is that it's a man. Like, the Sackman is not a monster, green and scaly and ugh. It's a man. And if you ever find yourself alone with him, he'll abuse you. But also, your parents are okay with that to happen, which makes the whole thing just, what? What were they thinking? But that's the thing. I mean, my parents weren't thinking about it, and I'm sure my grandparents weren't thinking about it either. It's just a saying, the Sackman will take you away, that you tell your children because you're just exhausted and you want them to shut up. Very, very careful what you tell your children. This is the Sackman.
I don't want to eat anymore. I don't like it.
I won't say it again. If you don't eat your dinner, I'll call the old Sackman to take you away. See if you like it.
So I eat my dinner quickly and quietly. I was terrified of the man. I never met him, but those who did say that he's evil-looking, ugly, and worn out. Always carrying that old burlap sack with him that he uses to steal children, or, well, take away those that parents willingly give him because they cannot stand their own progeny. Once children are his, he can do whatever he wants with them. He beats them. He abuses them. Sometimes he even eats them. He's got no mercy. He hates children because, you see, they didn't help him when he needed them the most. Before he became a shadow lurking the night for prey, he was known as Maruno. And he was a cantankerous man suffering from tuberculosis. He was desperate for a cure, and so he went to meet this man called Francisco Leona, who, in spite of being just a barber, fancied himself as some kind of healer. Leona swore to Maruno that he would mend if he would drink the warm blood of a child and put their fatty entrails on his chest. Maruno was sold. He just wanted to live. And so he ventured into the woods with Leona himself and the help of some other men in search of children. It wasn't long before they found a boy bathing in the river. His name was Bernardo. They asked him if he wanted to come along to pick up some fruit. He happily agreed. But a couple of minutes later, he just sensed that something was afoot. And so he ran and ran and ran as fast as he could, but Maruno was too quick and grabbed him and headfirst placed him into his Hessian sack. He then found a clearing where they killed him.
They held him down and opened a wide gash on his armpit to let the blood flow freely from his aorta, which Maruna collected in a pan. Then, with the barber's blade, opened his belly and took his innards out. They took him to a cliff, smashed his face with the rock in order to disfigure him, and then they threw him off. Maruna drank the blood with a pinch of sugar and then placed the entrails on his chest. He then rested against a tree, breathing deeply in relief that his tuberculosis would finally be cured. Sadly, it wasn't. He was sentenced to death for his crime, but his soul, his soul still lingers and attaches itself to the soul of other men walking alone at night. And when that happens, the Sackman comes to life again in search of that child that will cure him forever. Could that be you?